Joining us now is General Abdusalami Abubakar, former head of state of Nigeria, to discuss national issues, peacemaking efforts, and how we can put Nigeria in a much better place. Thank you very much, General Abubakar, for joining us on the morning show. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. You are welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Challenge, and you've been quoted in the paper saying that Nigeria is in a difficult place at this moment, given the various security challenges that we have, the ethnic conflict, the rhetoric that we're facing. You are chairman of the National Peace Committee. What do you think we need to do to rescue Nigeria from the precipice?
Well, thank you for asking that question. This kidnapping, armed robbery, and the recent ethnic clashes that is happening in the various countries has called for concern. And certainly, every right-thinking Nigeria is commenting on the need for peace. So that's why we decided in the Peace Committee to add our voice to the call of all Nigerians to give peace a chance.
Yeah, but in specific terms, sir, I wanted to know what steps is your committee taking in terms of engagement and in terms of recommendations to the various stakeholders?
All right. First, on the first step, the government of the day, whether at the state or the federal level, we are discussing with them and advising them what steps to do so that peace can reign in our place, in our country. And on the part of the population, we are mobilizing them, sensitizing them to play their own role in giving peace a chance, to be each other's keeper, and also to realize that there is strength in diversity. Nigeria has been, for a long time, we have been living together with each other. There is no part of this country where you will go, you will not find Nigerians living happily together. So in terms of what an individual can do is to make sure that we liaise with the government in helping the government in fight intelligence.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for that, sir. I just want to ask you your take on this continuous farmer-herder clashes across the country, across the length and breadth of the country. Any solutions, any ideas? It's been on for quite a while. Any solutions to this? Lasting solutions?
Well, it is unfortunate. If you go throughout the history of farmers and herders all over the world, there is this problem, especially in Africa. But some countries have found ways to address this problem. And I think Nigeria also, we should now study what other countries have done in order to implement such actions so that we can finish this problem. In terms of what can the government of the day do, let me give an example of Niger State here, where they have started putting a cattle ranch in some areas and trying to get the herders to put their cattle in that place and to provide necessary facilities such as water point, veterinary stations, and so on and so forth. And also to put schools for the children and the community living in the village. It's unfortunate that of recent the herders have started arming themselves and causing some of the problems that we are going through. On the part of the government, I think what we can do is to try to see how we can stop the proliferation of small arms in the country.
Well, sir, you've been quoted as saying that Nigeria is at a point where, if we're not careful, we may experience disintegration, that Nigeria is at a point of no return, as it were. Now, how serious, how desperate is our situation? And you called on the governors of the 36 states to take full responsibility. But these are the same governors we have been seeing saying that they are just paper tigers where security is concerned. Some of them have even wept openly to show that they are totally, completely helpless. What exactly can these governors do when half of the time they are either weeping or calling on people to defend themselves?
Well, it's unfortunate. You said the governors are paper tigers. I wouldn't say that. The governors have found themselves in a difficult situation. It is their responsibility to govern the states regardless of who and who is living in their state. So it is sad that sadly that ethnic disharmony is rearing its head all over the place. You could see where the herders are being chased from in some part of the southern states, and their cattle are being killed. Certainly, this will heighten tension in the country, and it did. And you could see some people are migrating from one part of the country back to their states where they feel safer. God forbid this is taking us back to the 1960s, where we had problem, and this resulted into the Civil War, and people who are old enough knew what has happened. So that's why the Peace Committee and myself were calling for caution so that we do not go back to that road. As to the governors, you said, what can they do? Well, one, they must make sure that there is law and order in their state. And they should watch their utterances, because what they say, people will take it as an order. So that we as leaders, or they as the governors, should be aware of what they say. They should not say anything that will be misread, that they are fighting people who are not of their state origin. Having said that, there must be dialogue between the people whom they feel are committing crimes in their area. Certainly, if somebody is making a crime, they should be arrested and prosecuted. It is their responsibility to save the life and property of all Nigerians who are living within their state.
Right. Sir, what would you say about the discordant tunes, even among the governor? Recently, there was the case of the Bauchi state governor saying something and the Ondo state governor reacting to it as regards, you know, the reason why some herders carry AK-47 for them to protect themselves against cattle rustling. Amidst all of the situation, I mean, what's your take on all this discordant tunes? Because it looks as though, to me, that it has become a free-for-all.
This is why, again, we decided to caution all Nigerians. In the statement we issued, you might have seen and read where we are calling on the governors to work in unity. If they have any differences, they have a forum where they can sit down and sort themselves. Because if the citizens see that the governors are each other's throat, then we are at the mercy of whatever anybody can do. So it is necessary for the governors in their governors' forum to sit down and analyze the problems and try to get a solution. It is said that one governor will just wake up in the media and say whatever he wants to say, and the other one, of course, will react, and this is not harmonious. They should work in harmony.
Well, sir, I mean, sometime last year, you were saying, I think on the occasion of Nigeria's independence anniversary, that Nigerians must learn from past mistakes. We'll be right back. Our guest is still General Abdusalami Abubakar, former head of state of Nigeria. Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Our guest is still former head of state, General Abdusalami Abubakar, who has been making some observations about the security situation in Nigeria. General, thank you for staying with us. I was saying that last year, sometime last year, you said Nigerians should learn from past mistakes. But if you look at what is happening in the country at this moment, we seem not to have the capacity to learn from the past. Because all these issues we're dealing with now, they are issues that have been on the table ever since. Why is it so difficult for Nigerians, the people, the leaders also, to learn from past mistakes? And how can we reorientate the average Nigerian at whatever level he or she may be?
Well, it's very unfortunate that we are refusing to learn. The leaders and the followers all have a role to play. Maybe if in our school we start to teach harmony and teach history of what has happened, why nations go to war within and outside the country, maybe this will help us to learn. Because it is really, really disturbing that Nigerians will now fight themselves because I come from one state or the other. We have been living in harmony. And suddenly these issues are rearing their head. How long can Nigerians keep fighting themselves? How long will it take them to learn that we must be each other's keepers and we must learn to live together? A lot of intermarriages has taken place in Nigeria. So I really cannot answer your question why Nigerians are not learning from the first mistake. It's a very unfortunate and it's a very serious issue. Maybe we need to revive what I think during the military they put out MAMSA, where people are educated and being sensitized on the need to live in peace and harmony. And also for this organization to keep reminding Nigerians the consequences of fighting each other. Nothing short of that I think we can do to sensitize our people. And I think as NGOs and organizations have got a big role to play in that. Because when we fight ourselves, there is destruction. The little money we have, you have to now to rebuild what has been destroyed. And when people lose their life, they are gone forever. So I think we must revive this sensitization at all levels, from local government to state government and to the federal government.
Thank you for your insight. At the heart of this, a lot of people are complaining, is constitutional issue, restructuring. People should be able to control their own resource, as it was in the 60s. In fact, one step further, a lot of people have even blamed the Nigerian constitution as a factor. That doesn't account for the people, doesn't make their lives better. In fact, somebody that served in your administration, John Nyaiwodu, the former president of Ohaneze Ndigbo, did say at the Daily Trust Forum that he did not see the Nigerian constitution before President Olusegun Obasanjo was sworn in. And he made very strong statements.
But I can't hear him.
As regards that. I mean, what's your take on that? As regards even the constitutional issue, when the information minister said the constitution was sworn in the new democratically elected government, then he didn't see it. What's your take about that, sir?
Well, I don't want to take issues with what John has said. But all Nigerians were aware of Nikki Toby committee that went around and listened to people. The issue of constitution is neither here nor there. Whatever is done, it depends on the people. 22 years after I left governance, people are talking 1999 constitution. If that constitution was not perfect, and no constitution is perfect, what has the elected members done to rectify or to change the constitution? You know, whatever is in the paper, it depends on how we implement it. Today, you find that in developing countries, they look into their conscience and they amend whatever they think what is to be done. So I don't think whatever is happening in Nigeria should be heaped on the Constitution. Let us try to see what is good for us and try to implement. Well, when you are talking of restructuring, well, I agree with you that people should be given their right to administer themselves the way they feel that they should do, so that there is development in their area. So now when you are talking of restructuring, really it depends who is talking and what is meant by restructuring. For example, people are agitating, they should be given their right to administer themselves. Okay, right now the states are